We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. The Metropolitans look for their 7th straight victory next. Adam Conley will be on the mound for the series opener. Dan, any thoughts?
One of the things that jumps out, if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
Leading off for the Marlins.
Now in the box, Steve Cook, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball just below the knees, ball 1. Fellas, these Mets, as they enter play here tonight, they've run their win streak up to 6 in a row now, and they're really playing some inspired baseball.
Yeah, Matty, this is one of those special moments throughout the course of the season where everyone kind of looks around the clubhouse and takes stock. 6 in a row, you have a chance to rattle off a 7. You start saying, hey, maybe something special is going to happen this summer.
Hey,
outside of home runs, nothing fires me up more than watching a good baseball player drive the ball at the opposite field. Talking about hitting the inside half of the baseball, that's exactly what happened right there. And when we say inside half of the baseball, imagine the ball coming to a complete stop halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound, and then cutting that baseball in half and highlighting the inside half. That's where you're trying to take the knob of your bat or the hands to that spot and carve the inside half of the baseball with power.
Here's a look over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. And again a throw, and he'll dive back in. Hit sharply toward the right side. Bruce moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1.
Okay, here's how the Mets are lining up defensively. And let's focus our attention on catcher Travis d'Arnaud. He's going to have to step up today and have a big game for these guys. Not known necessarily for his defensive acumen, more of a big pop guy on the offensive side. He has got to control this game.
Into the box now, Starlin Castro. And you can see great numbers over the past few games.
Starlin Castro.
The 1-1. Pitch out. Nothing doing. Time to take a look at the umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Mike Fillmore.
Hey, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, one of the most consistent umpires throughout the league. both pitchers and position players love this guy.
Yeah, I think one of the best in the business. How I judge a good teammate is every day he opens that door. Is he consistent? Can I count on him? Mike Fillmore is the exact same way behind the dish.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count, you send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Line towards center field, and that'll get down for a base hit.
A lot of traffic hitting the base pass first and second with 1 out. I know you're looking for a double play ball, Dan.
No question about it. I think one of the things you like to do on a pitcher is try to jump on him early before he gets settled in. So far, so good. First and second, looks like a big inning could be brewing.
Batting 7th, catcher, Ryan Holiday.
Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher.
Is that gun reading right there? Because that just registered at 91 miles an hour on a slider. If he's working that pitch, that's most guys' fastballs. It's going to be a long game.
Get back!
Pickoff move to second, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. Cook at second, Castro at first, 1 gone. And he missed with this one up around the noggin. Now it's full.
I don't think he can afford another base runner here, so whatever pitch he feels best about, whichever one he feels most comfortable with, that's the one I expect him to turn to.
Working for the punch out and the offering. And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
Well, he battled to get it to a 3-2 count, but that pitch wasn't even close. Now he's got a man on with 1 out, so he's got to focus on trying to get the ground ball.
Digging in now, Tomas Telis, and a golden opportunity here to give his guys the lead with 3 men aboard. The 1-2 is a fastball down below the knees.
All right, no more hoping he's going to chase. It's 2-2 now. You've got to come up with the best pitch right here because this is definitely a strikeout situation.
Right side, hit hard. And that's through into right field for a base hit. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
Well, that's a tough one right there if you're a pitcher, Dero. You think you make a decent pitch, ball hit to the hole right through there. You're hoping it can get knocked down. Instead, base hit, run batted in.
Yeah, and as the batter right there, you're taking...
Now to the plate, Juan Lagares, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side. Cook will get there with ease as he puts it away for out number 2. And no tag at second. He'll head back there. In now, Steve Cook. He reached on a single in his first try.
Steve Cook.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Cook is a very well-regarded defensive outfielder. It used to be that fielders were evaluated mostly by the eyeball test and simple stats like fielding percentage. But of course, these days, there are many more advanced ways that help determine a guy's work in the field. And in his case, he shines in many ways.
You know, Matty, for me, I think he does pass the eyeball test. I know you have to look at all the numbers and the analytics to really appreciate a ball player like this. But, man, does he come to work every day and play hard.
The 2-1. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2. 2 out, nobody on. The 2-2 one more time. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Lagares is under it, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 go the Marlins, but they lead it 1-0. Next for the Mets, Wilmer Flores, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Cook is over, and the inning is over. Mets forced to settle for 1 here in the inning. Last half of the 5th coming up. Mets out in front 3-1. Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far.
Travis d'Arnaud.
Here now the 2-2. It's a high drive to left, back toward the wall, but he's going to run out of room. It's gone. Travis d'Arnaud with the solo home run. 3rd home run for him on the year, and the Mets open things up here. It's now 4-1.
Well, the skipper called on him for a reason, and I can guarantee you one thing. That was not what he had in mind. First pitch, and it...
Into the box, Steve Cook. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch on its way. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. And he's got to be more disciplined here. It's 0-2.
I got to say, his command of the corners in this start has been pretty exceptional. He's mixed east and west really well, and it's a big reason why he's had success.
Bruce has a read on it. 2 gone. Ready for another shot now as Dribble Cabrera. He'll swing it from the left side right here. We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score to this point. Hit on the ground toward the left. And into left field for a 1-out hit.
You know, D-Roll, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this guy, any way you can get on a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right there.
Here's Todd Frazier now. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Smoked on the ground left side. And this is going to find its way into left for a 1-out knock.
Boy, not the way you'd like to draw up an 0-2 pitch, D-Roll, but from a hitter's perspective, a pretty good job of staying alive 0-2.
Yeah, and he did an excellent job on the offensive side. Not to let the AB get away from him. I know he was down 0-2, but he bowled his neck and he stayed in.
Digging in to try it again, Steve Cook. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And that one just missed outside. Now the 1-0. Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Back goes Lagares. but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. Around second, he's on his way to third. The tag, and he's called out trying to stretch 2 bases into 3.
To me, that was just way too big of a risk. If you're leading off an inning and you've already got 2 bases easily, pull up and pat yourself on the back. You're already into scoring position, but now they've got nothing to show for the leadoff extra base hit. Wow, what a week for these guys. Talk about firing on all cylinders. Winners of an amazing 7 games in a row. They say to never question the streak, and these guys aren't. They're just enjoying this ride.
4-2 the final score tonight. New York took the lead in the 4th and held on until the end. Jacob deGrom earns win number 4 on the season. Jerry Familia gets a 4-out save, his 11th of the campaign. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and the entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB Network. Have a good night, everybody. Afternoon baseball now from beautiful Marlins Park in Miami, Florida. Today, it's the 2nd of this 3-game series between the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. The Mets are looking to collect their 8th win in a row next. Ronald Hansen is on the mound for Game 2. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
One of the things that jumps out, if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
Second baseman, Steve Cook.
Here comes the first pitch. A ball and no strikes. These Mets fellas, as they take the field here today, fortune has been smiling on them recently. They're unbeaten in their last 7 games.
You know, Matty, the season's such a grind, and you fight so hard day in, day out, and you're playing against the best players in the world, so you know you're going to lose some games coming out of spring training. Of everything coming together, that's a special feeling.
2-0 now. Perez on second. Pollock is over at first with 1 away. Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Perez rounds third and is digging for the plate. And the runner will score from second.
Stand up right here. Stand up.
The relay. And he's in there with a 2-run triple.
Yeah, great job right there. Hit that ball
And
hard.
that triple could not have come at a better time. The team has really struggled the last few games trying to get over the hump, and they're looking for anything good to happen to them, and I'd say that triple definitely qualifies. They are fired up.
Batting third, first baseman, Ryan Anderson.
The 1-2. Hit high and deep to right center. And this will be caught out there in right center, but that should be more than enough to get the job done. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run from third is in to score.
One of the things you want to do as an offense, right, is stay fundamental and keep pushing. A great job there. Sack.
Next up for New York, Travis d'Arnaud. It was a 2-hit effort for him, including a home run in last night's game. The 2-2. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. He'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. They trail it here 3-0. Trying to pick things up where we left off, Steve Cook. He scored after tripling in his first plate appearance. What's he got in store for us here? First pitch on its way. And he misses inside with that one. Ball one. Prado over at second. Pollock at first. One gone. Oh, and that looked like the very definition of flailing there. It's even at one.
I'll tell you, if I'm on the hill, I'm throwing that changeup again. Didn't look like he picked it up very well out of his hand.
Here it comes on 1-1. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball.
Good job of making him chase that pitch down below the strike zone. That's where you want to pitch when you're looking for the double play ball.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Popped up.
There you go.
In
Come
there,
on,
a base hit.
You're up.
And they'll hold that runner at third as everybody moves up a base, and they're loaded with one away.
Boy, not the prettiest of swings, D-Roll. That looked a little bit from the Vladimir Guerrero book, but nonetheless, he got the job done.
Yeah, a little choking poke right there. He flipped the bat out there and was able to find a little empty green grass. Not pretty, but he'll take it.
And here's a fastball not close as he runs it to 2-1 now.
Well, when the pressure starts to intensify, it often feels like the strike zone gets harder and harder to hit. This is a big spot here.
The 2-1 doesn't hit the target. It's ball three.
He's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble out here. Middle of the order up in a run scoring situation, and now he might have to challenge him. Going to have to make some good pitches here.
The 3-1 is belted, and take a look at this. Deep to right center field, and it's gone. So he promptly unloads the bases with that one. Sixth home run on the season for him as this lead swells to 7-0.
And that is why you just can't put yourself in a bases loaded situation. You've got nowhere to put the hitter, and he knows it. So he sets up, waiting to pounce, and that's exactly what he does. Jumping all over this thing for a grand.
With Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian as Michael Conforto digs into the left side of the batter's box to start things out. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. And he'll step on first for the out, 3 unassisted.
Well, you know, he had a good idea right there. The infield was playing back, but it's not going to work out for him this time. That's a nice play to react, and they take care of him at first.
Digging in once again, Steve Cook. He'll start things out in the home half of inning number 5.
Steve Cook.
Here comes the first pitch. A fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss. Grounder down the line at third. But this will wind up a foul ball. Strike 2. The 0-2 home. A fastball down near the shoe tops. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Anytime you get rookies just breaking into the big leagues, you have to expect a certain amount of this. There aren't any easy at-bats at this level, and you really have to learn how to slow the game down in your head because everything feels like it's so much faster up here.
Now back to the top of the Mets order, digging in as Drupal Cabrera. He was retired after popping out in his last at-bat. Hit back up the middle. Played on the backhand. On to first, and Cabrera's a ground out victim. 2 away. Striding in once again, Steve Cook. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Hey, what a great pitch right there in a big situation to pull a string on that changeup. He knew that hitter was going to be super aggressive.
Pollock stands at first with 1 out. This one's down to third. To Cabrera for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. More of the show. Saturday baseball after this. Every game has its offensive stars, and in this one, he arguably shined the brightest. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no question. He was a tough out up there. Ended up collecting 3 knocks, including a home run. So without him in the lineup, I think this might have been a different story.
A close one, 9-8 at the end of the game in this one. The Marlins came through when it mattered in the 9th on the way to the win. Drew Steckenrider gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com. And as we join our ball game here, our situation finds the bases empty with 1 gone in the inning. Up next from Miami, Steve Cook. And he's getting his first plate appearance here in the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit ago. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. A fastball that just misses inside. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Missed with a slider.
Can't allow yourself to lose focus right here with the pitcher up. Got to stay on the attack. Minimize pitches against these guys and put them away early.
Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the 8th.
Come on, go, 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 go,
Liner
go, go.
into right center. That's a base hit. Legs churning. He's headed for 2nd. And he's not stopping. He wants 3. The relay throw. And he'll make it to 3rd safely. So your tying run is 90 feet away with only 1 gone.
And this is what good Major League hitters do with a pitch on the outer half. They don't try to do too much with it. Just square it up the best you can and drive it to the opposite gap. By the time the outfielders react and get to it, he's well on his way to 3rd.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Lewis Brinson as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at 3rd. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Way in front of a great slider that time.
This is a situation where you're going strictly for the strikeout. Infield in, and from the offensive standpoint, you're just trying to create hard contact and get it by that infield.
And he fouls this one off. And he struck him out. And wouldn't this be something if he could work out of this with that 1-run lead still in check?
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
And Gonzalez lays off as he goes to 2-1 now. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. There's a strike. Line drive to center field. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Marlins leave one. They still trail it here 2-1. Junichi Tazawa enters from the pen to start the ninth inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the ninth.
Well, as a former pitcher, you know I love these low-scoring games as opposed to those slugfests. This was like a throwback game when home runs weren't so common and pitching was really dominant. No complaints here.
Pitching and defense game 2-1, the final score this afternoon. The New York Mets rode an important sixth inning to victory in this one. Seth Lugo earns win number 4 on the season. Number 87 pitched well, allowing